Settle down with me, cover me up, cuddle me in, lie down with me and hold me in your arms. And your heart's against my chest, lips pressed to my neck. I'm falling for your eyes, but they don't know me yet. And with a feeling I forget, I'm in love now. Kiss me like you wanna be loved. You wanna be loved. You wanna be loved. This feels like falling in love, falling in love, falling in love. Settle down with me, and I'll be your safety. You'll be my lady. I was made to keep your body warm, but I'm cold as the wind blows, so hold me in your arms. Oh no, my heart's against your chest, your lips pressed to my neck. I'm falling for your eyes, but they don't know me yet. And with this feeling I'll forget, I'm in love now. Kiss me like you wanna be loved. You wanna be loved. You wanna be loved. This feels like falling in love, falling in love, falling in love.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to this incredible moment in the lives of Sam and Megan. Doing this with all of you, their family and their friends. And it's joy for them that you're here today to witness and participate in this wedding. The ideals, the understanding, and the mutual respect that Megan and Sam bring to this wedding have roots in the love, friendship, and guidance that you have all provided for them. We stand under a representation of a Jewish wedding canopy, or a chuppah. Long after tents vanished from the Jewish landscape, weddings were held out of doors at night in the hope that there would be as many children as there were stars in the sky. Brides began to object. Something more modest was created. The covering or bridal canopy is a multifaceted symbol. It symbolizes modesty in the presence of God, the safety of your home, the protection of a garment. It's the first home you'll share as a married couple. It's open on all four sides that all of these people who loved you enough to come should know that they're welcome in your home. Maybe not all at once, but yeah. The chuppah doesn't promise that the love or pledges that you make here tonight will keep out challenges. What it can do, and what it does do, is remind us that the flimsiness is a reminder that the only thing that is real about the home is the people in it, who love and choose to be together, to be a family. The only anchor that they will have will be what they're doing right now, holding on to each other's hands. The chuppah is a house of promises. It is a home of hope. In Jewish scriptures, in Genesis, God said, "It's not good for a man to live alone. I will make a companion to help him." So God took some soil from the ground and formed all the animals and all the birds and brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And that's how they all got their names. So the man named all the birds and all the animals, but not one of them was a suitable companion. And God made the man fall into a deep sleep, and while he was sleeping, God took out one of the man's ribs and closed up the flesh. God formed a woman out of that rib and brought her to him, and the man said at last, here is one of my own kind, bone taken from my bone, and flesh from my flesh, and woman is her name. But Sam, that doesn't give you an edge. It says in the Talmud, the oral law of Judaism, that woman was not created from man's feet that she should be his slave, nor from his head that he should command her, but from his side that she should always be near his heart. As we enter the sacred part of the ceremony, we raise a glass of wine, and first we take a moment, just a moment, to remember all of those who are not here physically, but certainly here in spirit, to bless this wedding. Wine has been part of the celebration and sacraments in both our faiths, I think ever since there's been wine. This cup is symbolic of the cup of life. As you share this cup, you undertake to share all that the future may bring. May all the sweetness that it holds for you be sweeter because you taste it together. And may whatever drops of bitterness it contains be less bitter because you share them together. The blessing over the wine is called Kiddush, and Kiddush means sanctification. So as we recite this blessing, we symbolically sanctify the two of you and all of us together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, borei pri hagafen. Simply thanking God for creating the fruit of the vine, but now in your first job of coupleship, carefully, give your bride a sip. Yes, you can help. Now, because it's going to be a two-way street from now on, you have to give him a sip. Do it later. So I'm going to ask you to join your right hands together. Your right hands together. Yeah, there we go. And Sam, repeat after me. I, Sam, take you, Megan, to be my wife.
I, Sam, take you, Megan, to be my wife.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
As long as we both shall live.
As long as we both shall live.
Your turn, Megan. I, Megan, take you, Sam, to be my husband.
I, Megan, take you, Sam, to be my husband.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
As long as we both shall live.
As long as we both shall.
May I have the rings, please? I think I can figure out which is which. The wedding ring has always been a symbol of completion because as a circle it has no beginning and no end. And mystic Judaism and mystic Christianity tell us that your love began at the beginning of time and will continue on after this is all over. So remember that as you look at these tokens, always remember the pledges that you have made today. Lord, bless these rings and the two who exchange them. Keep them safe in the circle of your protection and love. Amen. So take the ring you have chosen for your bride and place it on her wedding finger. Notice how brides always know which finger that is. And repeat after me, first in Hebrew and in English. Hare,
Hare,
at, mikudeshet, li, bataba'at, zo, kadat, Moshe, v'Yisrael. And now in English. May you, Megan, be consecrated to me by this ring as my wife, according to the law of Moses and of Israel.
According to the laws of Moses and of Israel.
Wait till he turn on his finger. He knows too, this is a good thing. Repeating after me. Hare,
Hare,
atah,
atah,
mikudash,
mikudash,
li,
li,
bataba'at,
bataba'at,
zo,
zo,
kadat,
kadat,
Moshe,
Moshe,
v'Yisrael.
v'Yisrael.
And in English, may you, Sam, be consecrated to me
May Sam be consecrated
by this ring
by this ring
as my husband,
as my husband,
according to the law of Moses and of Israel.
according to the law of Moses and
And once more we raise the glass of wine, this time to celebrate what we've just done, and because I think they really need another sip. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, borei pri hagafen. Again, thanking God for the fruit of the vine. Since we hope that your lives will be ones of equals, why don't you give Sam a sip first? But remember, from now on it's a two-way street. You have to give her a sip. That's the rule. So how do you do this? How do you make a marriage work? Now I've been with everybody since I came in yesterday, and I've been listening to what they had to say, and I will make you two promises. Before tonight is over, every single one of these people is going to have some advice for you. And by the time you're finally alone, you will have forgotten all of it. So I have a little advice, and I hope an easy way to remember it. If you count off the first 10 letters of the alphabet on your fingers and remember very simple things, like stay aware of each other all the time. Marriages will fall apart if you take each other for granted. And see the beauty in every day of your life together. And I don't mean this day that God has given us. I mean, look at each other if you want to see the real beauty in your marriage. And care for each other. It's a little word. But even that flower in Sam's lapel eventually will dry up from lack of caring. So can a marriage if you don't care for each other. And delight in everything you do, and do it with great excitement. And I don't think I have to tell either of you that. The letter F I do a little differently. I say forget and forgive. There will come some bumps along the way. I can promise you that. But if you can sit down in the space of the love that you feel for each other right now and work them out and put them behind you and really forget them, then you can truly forgive each other. If you can do that, well, you can be generous with everything that's left to share. And if you do it really well, all that's left to share is happiness. I think it's a better way to go. Now, there will come a moment, I can guarantee it because I've already seen it in Sam's eyes, that one or the other of you will have absolutely no idea what the other one is thinking. So go as deep as you can inside and use your intuition, because the answer will be there. The 10th letter is J, and it's very simple. It stands for joy. Everybody gathered here today right now is praying that the two of you live your lives together in joy. So then I want you to know that because you've committed yourselves in the bond of marriage before God and this loving community of family and friends, it is my right at this time to declare that you actually are husband and wife. And this would be a great time to kiss. Oh, do it again for the camera. Do it again, she's taking more pictures. There is one benediction which is part of both Jewish and Christian tradition. We have shared exactly the same words for more than 2,000 years. So I'm going to do that final benediction in Hebrew and in English, and I would ask all of you who can do so comfortably, please rise. Okay, guys, this is for the two of you. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmorecha. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'kunecha. May the Lord's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lachach shalom. May the Lord's presence be with you now and through all the days of your life. And may the Lord grant you those most precious gifts of long life, good health, great joy, and most of all, peace. And let us all say, Amen. One more thing. There is a tradition at the end of Jewish wedding ceremonies of breaking glass. The truth is, it is so old that we have absolutely no idea when it began or why, so we can make up our own rules. Now, you drank from a full glass of wine and what you're breaking is empty. So maybe the lesson is simple. Look for the fullness in life, it's going to be sweeter. And I know the two of you had expressed the hope that the shattering of this glass would symbolize the breaking down of barriers between people of different faiths and traditions. So maybe right here in this amazing spot would be the beginning of peace on earth, something that we all pray for. So I want you to do me a favor. When you leave here tonight, don't forget to take this with you. And should the time come that you have your first disagreement as husband and wife, I'm told it's possible. First, take this out, unwrap it, and reassemble all the parts perfectly. And see if you can even remember what it was you were going to argue about. Now, you all have a job out there, because when Sam steps on this and breaks this, your job is to shout the words Mazel Tov as loud as you can. They mean good luck. Right there. Mazel Tov! The two of you are going to leave it there.
Oh, thinking about all our younger years. There was only you and me. We were young and wild and free. And now nothing can take you away from me. We've been down that road before, and that's over now. You keep me coming back for more.
And baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. And love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Samuel Miller.
When the rain's blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, there is no one there to dry your tears. Well, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I could never do you wrong. Only from the moment that we met, no doubt in my mind where you belong. Well, I'd go hungry, I'd go black and blue, well, I'd go crawling down the avenue. Well, there is nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. Storms are raging on the rolling sea and on the highway of regret. The winds are changing, blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet.